Welcome back to Connecting Africa, where this month we're looking at some of Africa's biggest infrastructure projects. More than 2/3 of African countries have access to the sea, making maritime trade a vital economic lifeline. The UN Conference on Trade and Development found 1.3 billion tons of goods passed through the continent's seaports in 2021. One country, Morocco, is set to capitalize on that by building a new port that will drive trade across the continent. Sounds of construction fill the air along the Atlantic coast of Dakhla. With every batch of rock and gravel unloaded, the Moroccan dream of creating an economic trading hub for West Africa comes closer to fruition.
The geographic location is the key of the success of the port of Dakhla, and to be able to reach the goal of connectivity from Morocco to Africa, or integration, to strengthen the integration to Africa.
This roadway leads to what will become the Dakhla Atlantic Port.
We are constructing an ecosystem. We have a big infrastructure, which is the bridge, maritime bridge. So we have 3 basins. The first one is for ship repair, the second one for fishing activities, and the third one for commercial activities.
The $1.2 billion project will also include 2 industrial zones for logistics services. Nizrini Uzi oversees construction, and she says by the end of phase 1, the port is expected to be handling about 35 million tons of goods a year, but they're not stopping there.
In the second phase, we will also construct second capacity, which 8 million tons that will be added, especially for dry cargo.
This project is part of Morocco's larger port strategy. The general manager of the Regional Investment Centre of Dakhla says the port is strategically positioned to ensure the nation's southern provinces can also become a gateway for trade.
We strongly believe that with this infrastructure, port infrastructure, road infrastructure, renewable energy, we will be very attractive for investors that aim to get to one of the fastest growing market, which is the West African market.
With implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, a deal aimed at boosting intra-African trade by creating a single market for goods and services, he says the port will provide Africa with the opportunity to keep the production of raw materials within the continent.
Less than 5% of the African natural resources are processed in Africa, because there is no industrial infrastructure and exporting infrastructure. So the fact that we are having this free trade zone will encourage many Africans to be part of this biggest project and to start processing African natural resources in Africa, allowing African countries to create more jobs, to improve their skills and the know-how, and to strengthen their own industries.